Okay, so recap of my meet. Been a little while since I was able to post this. I've just been busy with work again. But anyways, going into the meet, well, about a week before the meet, caught the flu. I think it was like on a Tuesday night. Pretty much was thrown up all night and pretty bad. And it drained about maybe 6, 7 pounds out of me. Took a while to recover. Luckily, I took pretty much all my heavy lifts before then, so was only planning on doing just some light stuff. Whatever, really didn't get into it till well, the Friday I was able to do a little benching. Definitely noticed strength went down. Really didn't try to push it. Started to gain the weight back. I still had like a week, almost like a week to recover, not quite or whatever, leading up to my water cut that I was doing. I was walking around a little under 200, maybe like 199. Well, that was before it or whatever, so the flu. Um, After the flu, I was probably like 196 most of that week, but I was able to get my weight back up by the Sunday, the week before of it. So leading in to the wasn't sure if I was going to cut water or not, or just go 198, but decided I'd start the water cut and see how it goes. And then if it was bad, I'd pull out and just keep my in the 198 class. Or if I felt good, I was going to 181. So did that. So I started the water cut, got down to probably 181 by about 10:30 the Thursday night. So just kind of stopped there, woke up, went to the Arnold, weighed in. I think it was like 178.2. So made weight. And then getting the weight back on wasn't too difficult, thankfully. Brought it up probably around 200 or so. So wasn't feeling too bad on it. Not sure how my energy level is going to do. I tried to eat a little bit, experiment with eating that day instead of just fasting on my water cut. So I'm hoping that helped or whatever in the meet. So find out when I'm doing it. So I go in. The stage was all kind of screwy, it seemed, where they had the warm up separate from the kind of far where they were having the meet stage. So you had to walk back. There wasn't real too much communication. So timing the warm ups were a little difficult. Felt I had time, and then all of a sudden I have to hurry up on everything to get it done and get out, walk over there and start. So came out with squats. Warm ups a little heavier than I'd like to be on the warm ups. Got in there, opened up with 660. Made sure I went deep enough. Got that, and then came back. Wanted 700 just so I could get a good total. Went in, got that. When I came up on my rep, I got a little bit out of groove where I shifted a little bit forward, but I still was able to correct and pull it back in. But that really strained my back. I really felt it in my back. My sacroiliac joint was starting to flare up on it. I could definitely feel it. Wasn't sure on my second, or excuse me, my third on that, because that second really took a bit out of me. I wanted to try 715, maybe 720. So I went with 715 on it. I knew that I'd have to adjust my squat and just like try to keep it more upright, sink it down faster, and then pop up, because my back really couldn't take another like lean forward or whatever to keep the weights up since I got out of groove on my second attempt. So I went down, kept an upright torso, everything felt good or whatever, dropped down real fast and came up. But as soon as I started coming up, I realized I didn't hit depth. And of course, yeah, I came up and waited for the lights, and yeah, sure enough, I wasn't deep enough on that, so I didn't get that. Moving into bench, I know like before the fluke, that kind of took some out of me. I had hopes of getting up to 500 again, but I kind of figured that it's not going to be there that day. I was hoping to get 480, so it came out, opened up at 440. Simple enough or whatever, it paused down and came up fast enough. It was like, okay, next move, second attempt, 480, and then go from there. So took 480, went down, paused it, came up. It came up pretty slow, where I could it took a bit or whatever. It's near max, I thought, or whatever, because I like came up and like really took a bit out of my triceps. I really felt my triceps like almost like seemed like it kind of pulled it. They were on fire after that second attempt. So third attempt, I was thinking, okay, try another 10 pounds, go 490 just to try to get a little higher total. Came down, popped it up my chest all right, and just stalled there. Never didn't have enough tricep strength to lock it back up, so didn't get that. Going into deadlifts, warm-ups, I don't know, we had a bit of a time between there and trying to time my warm-ups. I felt like I was going good, and all of a sudden, like, okay, I gotta get 2 sets in my last 2 sets because I don't take too much warm-up times on deadlifts. I was like slowed down, and then I had to speed up because they went a lot faster than I thought they were due on the last flight and everything. So I just left with I would have wanted to go like a little over 600 for my last warm-up attempt, but I just stayed with 585 and just went out there and then opened up with a 640. Moved a little heavier than I'd like, of course. On there, still felt like I could manage to pull 680. Wanted to at least get to 680. Would have been a PR total. Everything really was trying to focus and get my adrenaline going, and went down, came up, just hit my knees, and then I was dead. Just couldn't get it through. And then, of course, didn't get the lift. Came back, tried to retake it on my third attempt. Really wanted that 680 and was trying to like psych myself up, focus and everything, get my mind right. And came up about the same thing or whatever. Came up and just like stalled. Wasn't because I also tried to move my position a little bit because I felt like my position on my second attempt was a little off. So I tried to back up a little bit, try to get more quads involved in it versus trying to come close to the bar and have more of my hamstrings in hopes that I'd be able to pop it and like get in position and pull it through. So came up, whatever, it's about the same spot, looked at the video or whatever, and it just died there. I'm like a few inches below my knees, couldn't get up. I know my warm-ups, or excuse me, my past training, I missed a few of my deadlifts, rack pulls I was doing and missed it. So I know that kind of attributed it maybe, and then just wasn't quite feeling as strong, and then possibly the flu. Excuses, but I don't know. It's what it is, I guess, and I just ended up missing it. I was real upset at myself for this, and I really wanted at least 680, so I would have tried to do a PR total. Ended the day with an 1820. That deadlift would have gave me a 1860, so it'd been a 10-pound PR in about, I think I did that back in 2018, so maybe 5 years later, hoping to add 10 pounds to my total, and didn't do it there. So yeah, because I had hopes, like walking into the meet, like training for the meet, I felt like I could manage, if I chose my numbers right, I could get a 1900. Of course, the flu kind of took that away. I was like, okay, I could still get a PR total and everything, because my strength was dropping a little bit during that. I didn't quite peak out the right time or something like that, so I didn't quite get it. And then I didn't feel like I had the strength, but still, of course, if I got that 680, I would have got at least a 10-pound PR on a total, and didn't pull it off. I was like real upset with myself. I did it. Still ended up taking best overall lifter. Like when I was doing the calculations, though, I thought Ernie Lillibridge beat me or whatever, because I like calculated his up where he was on my phone or whatever, and for some reason I think I got the numbers mixed up, and he was like, I thought I pulled like, or got a Wilks of 849 or something like that, but I probably just misread it on it because I put it through some online calculator, and I knew that if he got his 815, that would have put him above it. And of course, he pulled the 815, pretty good job he did. I think he got a PR total, but he ended up getting like a 553, but there was another guy I wasn't aware of. He got Nick Forte. He got a Wilks of a 554, and I ended up finishing with a 559 or whatever. So I ended up edging those guys out by a little. I guess it was really close on coefficient wise, and me weighing in at 178. I think Ernie's like around the 242, and Nick Forte was 275-ish, or at least a weight class. I don't know their exact weights, but they did pretty well on it. Pulled some big deadlifts at the end. I wish I would have got my deadlift and secure, because I don't know, at that point it's like I was just disappointed in myself for missing that deadlift. I really wanted that and thought I should have been able to get it, but didn't quite. So I don't know. I have to reassess. I'm not sure the next meet I'm going to be. It'll probably be for a while. I don't know. I'd like to hit one in the fall, but I don't see any runs around my area that in the fall. But at least one with monoliths and everything. So looking around, I don't know. I might have to wait till like November or so to do another meet, but still want to keep pressing forward and see if I can actually PR anymore. Starting to feel old or whatever. I don't know if I reached my peak back in the 2018 or not, because it's been a while since I've managed to hit a PR at least in the stage. So going from there.